Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli with Little Blue, and yep, continuing on with the Mandalorian Season 2. Now we're up to Chapter 11, the...
Heiress.
The Heiress?
The Heiress.
The Heiress, correct. And
Yes.
the H is silent, so...
Yes.
So, it's in the title, so, of course I have to add that in.
Not the Heiress, but the Heiress.
The Heiress, right.
Exactly.
So, this kind of picks up after where we left off, from Chapter 10.
Yeah, Chapter 10 was, to me...
Just kind of.
Chapter 10 was the slowest yet.
Yeah, but Chapter 10 was still good.
It was good, but it was the slowest yet. There wasn't as much action. When you get into Chapter 11, then you really get into the action.
Right. So, what about the Heiress?
Well, Mando and the, as they're calling her, the Frog Lady. They
along
really,
with the child.
Yeah, they haven't named her species yet. The only frog species you've seen is called Sorgan, which was in Chapter 4, Sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
But they were the small frogs. That was the one that
Correct.
I won't make myself call him the child. The kid ate, because Mando calls him the kid. He doesn't call him the child. Well, he does say child in this episode.
Okay.
If you recall.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure we're not the only ones that have called the kid the child.
So he limps his ship to this planet with the Frog Lady.
Yep.
And this is the planet where the Frog Lady's husband is, and awaiting her arrival with her eggs.
We kind of proved it. Because we kind of called it. I mean, obviously we knew it was going to happen. We'd see the Frog Lady's husband.
Right. And this is a planet it looks like the I don't know what the native species would be, but I know that the Mon Calamari are there, and the ones they call the Quarren, which are is the first one you see in episode 1. That's
Yes, they've been
tentacles.
We've seen them in Star Wars before, like in the Clone Wars and mostly in the animation stuff. And they've been in the prequel films. So
in Clone Wars, they fought a battle underwater. The Quarren and the Mon Calamari fought against each other.
Both in the Micro Clone Wars series, that's as of now not canon, and in the Clone Wars, because in Season 4, the first episodes, there's an underwater war. So
and the Mon Calamari are more of a peaceful race. The Quarren are more belligerent, more warlike. So
bunch of jerks, that is.
Yeah, they are. They're very can't be trusted, and they're very just belligerent.
Right. As we said, the Mon
redneck fish.
Yeah. But the Mon Calamari, they're peaceful and friendly. So good fish people. So
exactly. But they're the episode is really good because Mando he's basically been told by a Quarren that he'll lead him to where other Mandalorian are, and he lures him onto the ship in order to steal his Beskar armor. Well, the child and Mando both have a close call. We won't give too much away. But they're actually
they would have
rescued.
seen it. Who cares? They would have seen it by now. So
They're also rescued by 3 Mandalorian.
Well, they're also technically Death Watch. They're called Death Watch. Yeah. So, but that part with the kid, he gets swallowed.
And who is the Heiress?
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan.
Who we know from, because first appeared in Clone Wars, then in Rebels.
And she wielded the Darksaber.
Right.
Which now we know.
Well, yeah, it's like, Pre-Vizsla wielded the Darksaber, and Darth Maul did, Sabine and Rebels did, and I guess, Bo-Katan and the other Death Watch, they got a hold of it, so.
It was forged, and I can't remember the name of the Mandalorian. It was the first Mandalorian Jedi that forged the Darksaber.
Yes.
And supposedly it's very powerful, maybe more powerful than any other lightsaber ever created.
And with Bo-Katan, you have it's the same actress who voiced Bo-Katan.
Yep, exactly.
Katie Sackhoff. So.
Yeah, and she looks the part. I mean,
yes,
looks absolutely perfect for it.
Yes.
I really thought that other one was going to end up being Sabine, but
Sasha Banks from WWE. But no, she's one of the other Death Watch.
So
we know who her character is. So
right. So the Heiress makes a deal with Mando, because Mando tells her that first he rejects him because they take their helmets off, and he says, "You're not Mando. Where did you get that armor? She's been in my family for 3 generations."
As I said,
Bo-Katan.
They're Death Watch, so
right. So
the Death Watch obviously take their helmets off. So
he finds out that he is from a group called They called them the Watchers.
The Death Watch, I said.
No, I know that, but the group that Mando is from is a different group, and they never remove their helmets.
Well, they are Mandalorian.
They embrace their ancestral heritage,
right,
from the very beginning, because the ancestors did not remove their helmets.
Mm-hmm.
This new faction, which you call them the Death Watch.
Yes, with Bo-Katan and the others.
They remove their helmets.
Right.
Which now makes you wonder if maybe Jango Fett was not a bona fide Mandalorian.
No, he was a bounty hunter.
He was a bounty hunter, but so was Mando.
Yeah.
So
well, that
where are his origins is what I'm asking.
Exactly, yeah.
It brings everything into question.
It's
because
like what? Din Djarin. You keep saying Mando, but his real name's Din Djarin.
Din Djarin.
Din Djarin is what? Is like Din Djarin half Mandalorian, half bounty hunter or something?
Yeah. Well,
maybe that's one way to put it.
He's a Mandalorian, but who happens to be a bounty hunter. Maybe Jango Fett was a Mandalorian who happened to be a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
We don't know now.
No.
Because we just automatically assumed when we saw, the creed of the Mandalorian, one is to not remove their helmets, and then when we go back and we say, well, obviously Jango Fett and Boba Fett were certainly not Mandalorian.
They're bounty hunters.
They're bounty hunters.
And Boba Fett followed in his father's footsteps. So
right. So they're bounty hunters, but obviously not. We can't say that they're definitely not Mandalorian anymore. We can pretty much say Boba Fett is not, but we can't really say
obviously not.
No. But we can say that we can't say that Jango Fett's not.
Mm.
So they make a deal with Mando that she will tell him where to find Jedi to take the kid back.
Right. But you're also, because the action going on that ship they were hijacking,
Yeah.
And we see Moff Gideon on hologram.
Well, yeah, they end up, the part of the deal is he has to have Din Djarin, Mando, has to help the Death Watch
right.
Commandeer this hijack, basically this freighter, this Imperial freighter that's carrying all this weaponry.
Yeah.
And so in doing so,
and that one Imperial officer, we obviously seen him from something else,
Yeah,
just
I can't remember the actor's name.
Yeah, just have to look the actor.
Yeah,
I just have to look it up. So
he, so they take over the ship.
Yeah.
They get the weaponry. She tells him to go to the third planet in some system and name the planet. Can't remember what the name is.
Yeah.
But told him to find Ahsoka Tano.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. That's awesome.
And tell him Bo-Katan sent you. Basically, what she says to him.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. So that's how to put it there.
So now he's off on. So now he goes back, gets the child.
Yeah, because almost forgot.
He left the child with the frog lady and her husband.
Yep.
And
babysit the child.
Tells him to basically behave himself. Basically saying don't eat any more eggs.
Yeah.
And so when he comes back after they've accomplished their mission. He comes back to get the child. And the child and the eggs have already started to hatch. So you've got this big tadpole, and the child's playing with it. So Mando's having to pull him away, and as he's carrying him out the door, you hear Mando tell the kid, "No more pet. I'm not taking on any more pets." And I thought it was funny. There's a lot of humor injected into this series that I really enjoy. And a lot of Easter eggs, too.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of Easter eggs. We'll go back and see what the Easter eggs are in this episode, but the episode, there's been Easter eggs throughout. But I loved how this episode ran. I think it was only 35 minutes long, but they had a lot packed in 35 minutes. It seemed like it went for 90 minutes.
Right.
But it was very well done.
Yes, it was.
And directed by
Bryce Dallas Howard. I was
Howard.
going to mention her, because she once again directed this episode.
She's really good with emotion, in conveying emotion on screen with characters, which is why my favorite episode from season 1 is still
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4, Sanctuary, and there's a lot of emotion conveyed, and you can see some emotion with. You can see a part of Mando who wants to stay behind. You can see where he could fall in love with this woman.
Right.
You know, these Creel farmers. He could fall in love with her and stay there and live a quiet life. But he's still driven. He's on a mission, and he has to complete his mission before he can even think of that.
Mm-hmm.
But in this episode, you get to see that emotion again when the Frog Lady is reunited with her husband, and you're sitting there going, "Oh, that is so sweet." And you realize you're looking at basically two creatures, two frog creatures, basically people in costumes coming at each other going, But the way it's shot, the way it's done with the music,
yeah,
it's a beautiful scene. It really is.
It is, yeah.
So anybody that wants to sit there and make fun of it, I'm just going to look at them like I do with any other Star Wars and say, you ever been to another planet? Do you know for sure that there aren't creatures that look like that on other planets? All right, then shut up. Really,
Yeah,
seriously.
pretty much.
Use your imagination. It's what it's
Yep.
up there for.
Yes, exactly.
It was a good episode.
Yeah.
Really was. I give it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up. And because Bo-Katan and the other Death Watch, they hijacked that shuttle and they were going after Moff Gideon, I guess.
Yeah, Moff Gideon makes an appearance. Is really cool.
You know what? I want to see Bo-Katan and the other Death Watch return in The Mandalorian, and maybe this time, because I've read this, that it's been said that there's going to be like a lightsaber duel between Moff Gideon and Ahsoka.
May very well be.
I want to see this. It may happen. You have Din Djarin. In an episode, you have Din Djarin, you have Ahsoka, and you have, of course, the child. You also have Bo-Katan and the Death Watch.
Well, Bo-Katan,
all into one.
Bo-Katan has
if you get what I'm saying.
Right. Bo-Katan has to get the Darksaber back.
Yeah.
In order to rule Mandalore. That's her goal. And of course, Mando, you listen when they're talking.
Mando can join along and even say Ahsoka, whatever.
Well, you hear how Bo-Katan is telling him what their goal is. They're going to retake Mandalore.
Right.
And they're going to restore it to its original glory. And Mando said, anybody that goes to that planet dies. The planet's cursed.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't believe everything you hear. So Mando's starting to learn some other truths where he was so, we'll say, narrow-minded with the way, this is the way, the Mandalorians. He was so narrow-minded that when they first removed their helmets, he's ready to take their armor until they tell him, no, this has been in my family for 3 generations. And he gets so offended, he ignites the rising phoenix and he flies away with the kid.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm not fooling with you people.
Yeah.
And then finally they win him over, win his trust, and he starts to realize, hey, there's more to this Mandalorian stuff than I realized.
Right, yeah.
There actually is a Mandalorian where you can walk around without your helmet on. I don't know if we'll get to that point in this. I mean, I really don't know. I doubt that we do because it's too convenient in the shooting to have 2 different stuntmen that can do 2 different types of stunts.
Right.
You got Brendan Wayne that does the gunslinging stuff, and you got the other guy, can't remember his name, that does all the martial arts stuff. Mm-hmm. And then certain scenes, Pedro Pascal is in uniform. He's in the costume.
Yeah. We just don't know. We just don't know.
So they're gonna. They can do it, but it's going to mean him being on the set all the time for every episode. Because if they start shooting him without his helmet, if he takes his helmet off in this, then that's it. Pedro Pascal, he's going to be on set every day.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to get him with get him in the uniform.
Right. We know what?
No, just my eyes. I was
okay. I saw the look on your face. So
up the bright light. And
okay. Well, yeah, that. Well, another thing is that because it's possible, because I don't know. I was saying to Little Blue, this was hours before we started doing this, that probably because I read this that Ahsoka will probably be in, say, episode 5, which being chapter 13.
I wouldn't.
But because Dave Filoni, I've read this that apparently because Dave Filoni is directing as episode 5. So probably because Dave Filoni, he's the creator of Ahsoka. I think it's pretty obvious.
Well,
and I'm thinking, and I did say this. You were kind of in on it too when I said this. That maybe in chapter 12, something's going to happen. It's going to cause Din Djarin to be delayed, like have to put his mission to go find Ahsoka, or to have it get to the planet on hold of something.
Well,
if you get what I'm saying,
she might not even be in this next episode. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm
they
saying
could do
something's going to happen that's going to cause Din Djarin to. What's the word I'm looking for?
He's going to go down,
on hold.
Something's going to happen. He's going to get
delayed.
He's going to get sent down a rabbit hole.
And his goal to getting to Ahsoka is going to be delayed.
Exactly.
On hold, if you get what I'm saying.
So we may not even see her until it might be chapter 14 before we see her.
Or as I said, 13, because
it could be close to the end of the season.
It's been said that Dave Filoni is directing chapter 13. So
well, that may very well be.
I read this, and it's true what I'm saying. I read this.
No, I believe you. I'm just saying that it may be 13 when she shows up.
Right. So.
But be that as it may. We forgot to mention that when he lands on the planet, after they had crashed on the last planet, when he lands, we'll put it this way, it's a hard landing, then it's a soft landing, because he lands on a dock, and then the ship rolls over into the ocean, and they have to fish it out.
Yeah. And
then he has the Mon Calamari repair it.
So far, it's been repaired okay, I guess.
Well, it's basically been cobbled together. And Mando looks at it when he comes back, and he says, "I gave you 1,000 credits, and this is the best you can do."
Yeah.
And and it flies. That's about all you can say for it. It kind of looks like they did some oceanic decor in the cockpit too. For there's netting and stuff. It's not. It has a nautical theme now. It looks weird.
Yeah.
It's like being inside the Nautilus or something. It's really, even the outside of it it just has a different look to it. So hopefully wherever he goes next, he can take it in for full repairs and a full makeover.
Right.
I'm not convinced that at some point Sabine Wren doesn't show up,
and Rex,
and ends up painting the hull of his
as I said, if it's possible, we'll also see Sabine and Rex with Ahsoka.
So maybe Sabine will use some graphics, some graffiti,
maybe
art on on the Razor Crest,
right,
and make it look pretty again.
Yeah,
because that ship I love that ship, absolutely love it, and I'm just going to reach right over here and grab this because it's right over here on.
You did this before in one of our other. The Razor Crest.
The Razor Crest.
Right.
Love that ship. It is so cool. And the first time I saw it, I was literally like, seriously? That's his ship? But it reminds me of something from World War II. Because of this cockpit and because of these windows, the way these windows are made, they're almost like, it's kind of hard to see because this is die-cast metal and the detail's good, but you don't really get to see the detail. But the cockpit has a look of, it reminds me of a B-29 with the way the windows are, similar to the way the Millennium Falcon is.
Right.
And it has that look, and it just has a vintage look. So it predates the Empire, right? So it's completely off the radar. No, he doesn't even run with a transponder. So, which is why you see in Chapter 9, you see, or Chapter 9? Chapter 10.
I think.
Yeah, Chapter 10, you see the X-Wings come up, and they want him to ident, and he can't, he trying to pretend like, can't ident. I don't have the software online, and they're wanting his transponder code.
Right. Right.
So when they finally run it, they find out, of course, that he's been wanted.
Correct.
But they forgive him because, as they said, these are how do they say, extraordinary times?
I guess
something along those lines.
Right. So, anything else to say on Chapter 11?
Two thumbs way up.
2 thumbs way up. You also realize that I'm wearing green because of the green screen behind us.
Yep.
I'll see what I can do about it as you guys are watching this.
Yeah, we'll have some contrast here between the blue. This is a bluish, almost gray.
Yeah, that's not really. It's not like full pure blue, that kind of stuff.
I think you'll be okay because this is a different shade.
Now look at because this green and because besides the picture, the Boba Fett picture.
Yeah, exactly.
The rest of the shirt.
I think it'll be all right.
Yeah.
This green screen.
Again, I'll see what I can do. And as you guys are watching, you guys can tell as you're watching the review. So, anyways, just thought I'd throw that out because as we were talking, I said, saying to myself, "Oh crap, I am wearing green." So
exactly,
I almost wore this in one of our reviews, and And now this time I finally did it, so... But again, I'll see what I can do, and as you guys can tell as you're watching this review, so hopefully it won't turn out too bad.
Yep.
No.
It won't turn out too bad at all.
Anyway, so with that being said, Chapter 11, The Heiress, it was good, huh?
It was good. One last thing.
Definitely a good episode.
Okay.
Again, 2 thumbs up, you said?
2 thumbs up.
Yep.
All right.
So, yeah, so with that being said, guys, we hope you enjoyed our review of Chapter 11, The Heiress. More new review videos coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward. And, of course, continuing on with The Mandalorian. And up next, of course, Chapter 12.
Chapter 12.
Let's wait and see what Chapter 12 has in store, as we were talking, so... Showing the Mandalorian figure, Din Djarin. Is that it?
This is the way.
Little Blue says this is the way for me. Again, we hope you enjoyed our review of Chapter 11, The Heiress, and we'll see you guys in the next video / review video. Take care, peace out, and we have spoken.